Hi, my name's Carly, and I am a student here at CU. I had always been a Christian. I had gone to church when I was a little girl, and then I started going back to church my senior year of high school and kind of wanted to follow through with that in college. Probably about November, so I was just going to go back to my dorm and chill out, take a nap, and this girl appeared out of nowhere, and I was listening to music, she just stood right in front of me, and she was like, "Hi." I was like, "Hi." She's like, "My name's Melanie." And I was like, I'm Carly. And she was like, "Well, do you mind if I ask you a couple questions? Would you be interested in doing some Bible study sessions with me?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, of course," because that's what I had been looking for here at school. I was looking for, I was looking for something to follow through with my faith, and so I started meeting with her. At the beginning, everything seemed pretty normal, it was just regular, one-on-one Bible study sessions. We kind of got to know each other a little more. Then one day, she invited me to go to church with her. I ended up meeting her husband, who was also in the church, and I ended up meeting the pastor and the pastor's wife and his kids, and I felt very welcomed. I felt comfortable, meeting all of these people. They were very friendly, and so I felt fine, it felt normal. And Melanie, who I did Bible study sessions with, kept inviting me to all of these other events, stuff like prayer meetings and prophetic word meetings, and while still continuing with the Bible study on Tuesdays that I did. The first prayer meeting I went to, in the middle of each song, everybody started talking in tongues, and the pastor would come around and touch you on your shoulder, and it was just a very weird feeling. And another night, she invited me to a prophetic word, which is kind of where a prophet, basically they don't exist anymore, but this guy was a prophet, and he prayed for you under the Lord's words. So I did it, and it was interesting. He prayed for me, and then the next thing I know, I'm on the ground, which was really, really weird. Apparently that's what everybody did. You fall in the presence of the Lord. And I had no idea it happened.
Wow.
And I woke up, and I had no idea what this prophet had even said to me. But apparently I was going to get it back on an MP3 recording. So I waited,
Wow.
And I got my prophetic word back, and it was kind of just shocking, because everything that this man was saying was 100% true. He said that, I'm independent, can do things on my own. It sounded fake. I had shown all my friends this. I was talking to my friend John, and he and I started researching this church, and we looked it up, Resurrection Church Boulder, and the first thing that popped up was Resurrection Church Cult, Boulder, Colorado. And basically what we found out was that this cult isolates kids. They recruit kids to come into this church to isolate them. People just don't know about them because they isolate themselves. Everyone in the church is friends with each other. They don't have friends outside the church. Everyone that's married in the church, they've been in the church. They marry each other. And I find this other article that was about the girl that I had been doing Bible study with. I'm reading through this, and it's saying that, Melanie, when she was younger, she had partied a lot, her freshman year of CU, partied, was into a lot of drugs, and she had told me this herself as well during Bible study sessions. And everything I'm reading sounds exactly true, and then I scroll further and further down, and it turns out that when she was a freshman, she got recruited by someone from that church in her most vulnerable state. And after 2 years of being in the church, she was a member of the church and started working for the church. And then her last 2 years of college, she lived in the pastor's basement, and they did this so they could discipline the girls to marry within the church. And these girls had responsibilities while they were living in in the pastor's basement. They had to do chores and they had to pay rent. But their main goal was to discipline them under the word of God. And I thought that was insane because she had been brainwashed to the point where she was following this man's orders and marrying someone that she probably didn't even want to marry. And so while we were researching this, I pulled out their membership manual because Melanie had given me one. And I'm reading through it and everything sounds very interesting. There are a lot of financial ties to this church. Every member of the church had to give 10% of their gross income, no matter what your financial state was. It didn't matter if you were a student. I was literally terrified because it's a cult. It's obviously a cult. But the next thing I wanted to do was contact the Office of Victim Assistance here at CU and to cut ties completely, because at this point it's about my mental state. Resurrection Church's morals and values they didn't align with mine, and in no way this would affect my faith and my relationship with God. But you need to stop contacting me. Goodbye. I just feel very betrayed, and I feel like people that have that intention and their definition of Christianity is towards that intention, it just is not right. That's not what Christianity is about. I think it's disgusting because when people like that come onto campus and they don't even initially tell the student, hey, I'm from Resurrection Church. They didn't even tell me that. That's just it's like lying. That's a sin in itself.